I love bluesy kind of tones. I love, clean neck pickup tones, especially a nice bright humbucker like the one we just heard, or with a little bit of grit in them, like a blues drive or kind of light drive. Very cool stuff. And so I'm very happy to get to talk about tones like that today. So guys, welcome to the Rumblin' Man YouTube channel. I'm Rumblin' Man, and this is a guitar and bass related YouTube channel in which we look at guitars, basses, and gear tutorials as well that have to do with guitar and bass. So if that's the kind of content you dig, then I encourage you, if you've never been here before, go on and hit the subscribe button and become one of my subscribers. I would really love to have you here. And if you're a return viewer, please give me the thumbs up button so that YouTube will be more likely to show this video to people everywhere. Guys, the green elephant in the room, this is my bird, Samuel. And Sammy, sometimes, yes, call me Rumblin' Man, not Daniel right now. This is my bird, Samuel. And Sammy, Sammy sometimes gets to be in my videos when he's being really particularly good. And if he keeps being good today, then he'll get to sit here with me the whole time I shoot this scene. So pretty sweet. All right, moving on. SONICAKE. We look at a lot of pedals here on the Rumblin' Man channel, and SONICAKE is a company whose pedals I've been looking at lately. And we're specifically checking out a few different versions of their sonic bar. Now, their sonic bars are similar to the Tech 21 products that have the fly rig, So, you'll have it kind of elongated this way with, 4 or 5 different effects, variances on it. And I think they're cool. I like things like this. But here's the neat thing about this one. This one is called their Twiggy Blues pedal, and it's a multi-effects. But you could literally play a gig with just this pedal. You really could. If your tone is kind of a bluesy tone, you could use just this pedal to play a gig. Because what they give you here is they give you a compressor that also is kind of an overall volume. They give you a drive that kind of similar to a blues driver, but ultimately it's also kind of similar to amp gain. It's kind of like an old tube amp drive sound. They give you a delay, which is most ideal for being a slapback if we're playing blues style music. And then they give you the air knob, which is a reverb. So very cool. And then one more cool thing they throw in is this little switch right here, which is a cabinet simulator. Now that is extremely useful and makes this pedal very versatile, because then if you're using an amp or you have a cabinet you're running into, you can just use this pedal for its effects, not worrying about the cab sim. That said, if you are running direct or recording, you can turn on that cab sim and you've got an amp built into this pedal right here. I think that's pretty sweet and a pretty versatile option. So we also recently looked at the Sonic Bar bass version, which was the Boom Avenue, and coming soon we'll be looking at the Sonic Wood, which is their acoustic Sonic Bar. So make sure you're subscribed, because we will be reviewing a lot more SONICAKE products, which is going to be great. But what I'm going to do today is we're going to let you hear this some more. I'm just going to go through each effect and tell you about it and tell you my experience with it, messing with this thing. And furthermore, I'm going to let you hear demos of a couple of these effects so you'll know kind of what tones they give you, all right? So first we have the compressor, and I'm going to be honest with you, if I'm playing electric guitar live, I generally do not use a compressor. Maybe sometimes I will, but a lot of the time I do not. And if I do use a compressor, it's not a simple one knob compressor. It's going to be a compressor with, 4 or 5 different knobs or sliders to where I can tailor how I want the compressor to be. Because the thing is, my playing dynamics are in my hands. And generally with a one knob compressor situation like this, if you dial it up too much, then it's going to start compressing your tone so much that it's going to eliminate the natural dynamics that you use for your hands. So if I'm going to use compression in a live setting, it needs to be a light compression. This particular compressor is paired with a volume knob. And obviously, traditionally, you would, turn the compressor down for just light compression or turn it up for heavy compression, really compressed, tight, squeezed tones, which can sound very cool on electric guitar at times for different things. That said, I have noticed this compressor has a lot to do with the gain of your overall sound, though. Like if I have the compressor down, I might not be getting very much volume, whereas if I have the compressor up in the middle, I've got plenty of volume. So I don't know. I wish there was a way to get that volume up and to manage the master volume without tying it into the compressor pedal itself. That said, the compressed tones really clean up. They're not offensive and not bad. And so basically for today's demos, you will hear the compressor on in every single demo we do, okay? So moving on to the drive, like I mentioned a minute ago, it's a driver, but it also is supposed to kind of give you that tube amp vintage drive sound that honestly, a lot of us will really associate with traditional blues guitar playing. And this drive is tailorable with 3 different knobs. We have an overall volume knob. Again, we have a tone knob and a gain knob, which is going to determine the amount of drive we're listening to, okay? But I have one complaint about this drive, actually 2 complaints. And my main complaint is this, is the tone knob is not sensitive enough at all. For one thing, this drive is actually kind of muddy. Sorry to have to report that. If it's straight up at noon, to me, it's just a little too dark for my tastes. So then I start turning up the tone knob, but it doesn't get a whole lot brighter until I turn the tone knob up all the way. The knob is not sensitive enough. Now, for me personally, I can use this drive and get some killer sounds like you heard in the intro. I can get some killer sounds and killer tones out of it as long as I have the tone knob maxed out, rolled all the way up. Now, there could be applications for turning it down if I'm doing a darker thing, but to me, this is a real muddy overdrive. So we're going to check it out. But so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of let you see just kind of a demo of using this drive effect. We're going to use the tone knob you'll see kind of how it sounds, straight up at noon and then, dialed out, dialed in, and you'll see what I mean, where to really get any clarity, you kind of have to have the tone knob maxed. But once you max it out, you can get some good sounds, and we'll mess with the gain knob a bit too. All right, so let's check that out real quick. Now for today's demo, we're hearing the pedal with the cab sim on in every demo. The reverb is on in every demo, and the compressor is on in every demo. That's because those things work together to give you a really nice output and a really nice tone. The guitar we're playing today is my Sublime Chieftain Classic, which is kind of a 335 style guitar. And I just now got these brand new Porter Pickups Custom Shop gold foil humbuckers that sound really sweet. So after you watch today's video, you can check out my full review of these Porter humbuckers. So they're pretty sweet. Anyway, on with the demo. Moving on to the delay, it is labeled slapback, and no, you cannot tap tempo. That said, it's pretty adjustable, and I like the knobs. I like what they do. There's a blend knob. That's going to be the amount of delay that you hear with your overall tone. There's a repeat knob for the actual repeats themselves, and then a time knob, and that's going to set the timing of the delay you hear. Between the delay and the reverb, you actually can play some ambient guitar with this thing, believe it or not. So the last effect is the air, which is essentially a reverb. Now, it's more of an air effect, I guess, if you turn it down really low. That's going to be some shorter reverbs with less decay. But then you can turn it up and kind of get a plate or hall reverb effect, where it's actually got some nice decay to it, some nice mix to it, and it's not a bad reverb. So we'll be hearing a little more reverb in this last demo, in which what I really want to do here is I just want to kind of play some kind of jazz fusion type lead guitar over some rhythm tracks that I've already laid down, with a tone rolled off to maybe an 8.5 or 9, and then roll the tone knob up, and then as we go along, incorporate a little bit of the drive with the tone knob on the drive boosted, as well as the gain quite low. And then in the end, we're going to throw in a little delay, just so you can see, if you like to play more jazzy style music or a calm, subtle blues, the kind of cleaned up lead guitar tones that you can get using this pedal. Let's check it out. So guys, let me know what you think of the demos in today's review and what you think of this pedal and your experience with different Sonic bars and SONICAKE products. We definitely will be checking out at least a couple more SONICAKE products here on the Rumbling Man channel. Now, I'm sure you want my overall verdict, and toward the end of my review videos, I generally try to give you my overall verdict. Let me get Samuel off my knee here. I really do like this pedal, but I think what I love most about it is what it's intended to be and not so much what it is. If it's supposed to be a Twiggy Blues pedal, I like the idea they gave you there. I don't think that 2 different volume knobs are necessary. And quite frankly, I don't think the compressor is necessary. I think it would have been more useful had they thrown in a 3-band EQ. Maybe that even had a compressor knob attached to it. I think an EQ, since the cab sim is here, but we don't have like an amp head, I think an EQ would have been more useful than that. Obviously, there's no tuner, but honestly, that's a pretty easy fix. This is the Stage Right tuner from Monoprice, and I use it making all of today's demos. It's fantastic, and it's $20. So you can get a pretty good tuner pedal for cheap. And what I really like about this, it runs really well on a battery, as opposed to having it plugged in all the time. So I use this a lot here on the Rumbling Man channel. There's a link in the description if you want to check it out too. So I wish they had done that maybe instead of the comp. And then to me, the drive is a little disappointing. I wish it had had a little more of the brightness that you can find in a Boss Blues driver. That's a great pedal. It's not a muddy pedal. Now I can get rid of the mud by boosting the tone knob all the way up, but I wish I didn't have to. I wish they had focused on that a little more. And on the delay, I wish that they had done a tap tempo. It's just a little more versatile when you can have a tap tempo. And I happen to know that some of their other sonic bar pedals, you can hold the delay pedal down and tap the tempo. They should have thrown that in with this one. That said, it's not bad, and the air reverb isn't bad. The cabinet sim sounds pretty good. It nails the vibe to a degree, but it is a little dark for my personal tastes. I think if I want to dial out some tone, I need to be able to do that myself, not have the cabinet do it for me. So these are my complaints with this pedal. Do I think you should spend $80 on it? After today's information, that's really up to you. I can't tell you that because I don't know what you're looking for. As for me, I would not spend $80 on this just because there's too many things left unchecked for me. That said, I really do like the tones that I got out of this pedal today. And will I use it? I just might. So I can't tell you, so my verdict is I can't tell you whether or not to get it. I can just tell you that for me personally, $80 is not a price that I would shell out for this particular pedal, though they were aiming for something that I'd pay hundreds for. So guys, thanks so much again for watching today's video. Please make sure you're subscribed here to the Rumbling Man channel and give me the thumbs up if you will. We've got more pedal reviews, guitar stuff coming soon, and I'm really looking forward to it as I have a great time making this content for you guys, and I'll get it out in as best a manner as I possibly can. Okay, so God bless you guys, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.